not even need Bauer's game for me.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today we're excited checking out CONEzilla from Foxmine. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 6+. It'll take about 10 minutes to play, and in this game, you're going to have an oh-so-yummy ice cream cone. Everyone will have an ice cream cone, and on your turn, you're going to be flipping over one of these many ice cream scoops. However, on the back, there are going to be numbers. You can either take that number and put it onto your yummy ice cream cone, and whoever gets 10 ice cream scoops first is going to be the winner of the game, or you can put it back down and flip it back over, and people will try to remember that 19 was there. But the catch is, if I were to put it here, these 10 ice cream scoops have to be in numeric order. So every other scoop I put on top of this one would have to be 20 or higher. It's a very light, simple game. If you want to see exactly how to learn the game, then be sure to click on the link down below, which is a Bauer Family Learns, where we played the game. Right now, this is the review. So let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players was a little bit disappointing to me. I really wish they would have added just some more ice cream scoops, made the number go a little bit higher, and then you could have very easily made this a 5, 6, 7, 8 player game, potentially, you know, because there's not really that much downtime between turns. The decision-making is relatively easy. I'm going to guess it was more of a cost maneuver there, not bumping it up to 5 players. But I do hope in the future, if it gets popular, they consider releasing an expansion, because all you need is just another ice cream cone, and maybe the numbers 51 through 60. I think that'd be really cool. But continuing onward with the cons, this is a game that you absolutely have to understand is for children's and families weight gamers. So this is probably not something you're going to bust out as a light weight game. This is probably something you're not going to bust out as a game night game or a party style game or anything like that. I would primarily only recommend this if you're planning on playing it with kids. Now, it is a children's and a family game, though, which I do want to specify, and I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Any other cons that I have with the game? The biggest con that I have with the game, and the biggest issue that I have with this game, and my son actually had with this game, was, even though he did end up liking the game, was that it's very luck-based, especially at the beginning of the game. If I draw a 2 and you draw a 48, I'm off to a really good start and you're not. So then it gets back to me and I go, oh, here's a 7. Yeah, that's fantastic. You draw a 31. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Then it's my turn. It's like, oh, I got a 15. Yeah, I'll take that 15. What? I got a 26. You know, I immediately am going to have 4 scoops of my ice cream cone, whereas it's very likely that that other person is going to have 1. Now, it does kind of balance out a little bit. It has somewhat of a catch-up mechanism because obviously as you get your scoop higher, that means you're going to be only looking for specific numbers, which in theory means, you know, maybe if you flip over that 15 might be perfect for somebody else. But still, that is one of the biggest cons of the game. You can kind of get hosed over, and it's no fault of your own. It's just randomness when it comes to picking up the ice cream scoops towards the beginning of the game. That being said, you know, it is a very light, simple game, and I don't really have any other cons with the game. Moving on to the pros, I liked CONEzilla. I thought it was a good to very good game. That's where I'm going to put it. I don't think it's a great game. I would want, you know, at least a little bit more meat on the bones, maybe some more choices. But I thought it was a very good game, specifically if your kids are working with numbers and putting those numbers in order. Because while it does say, it says ages 6+, I think you could easily play this with a 4 or a 5-year-old, as long as you were kind of guiding them and helping them and say like, well, you might not want to take that 39 because then it's going to be really hard to get this, and help them kind of develop that sense of numerical order. And that's why I like this game so much, coming at this from both a parent and a teacher. I love any sort of games that I can turn into a lesson, so to speak. So we can break up a lesson and insert the game. And this one, I absolutely feel like you can do that with younger kids who are learning about their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and how that structure works. You know, what happens after 19? It's magic. Who knows? You know, and a game like this can kind of make it easier, and it's fun. I mean, I, as an adult, enjoyed playing the game. It's just kind of a mindless, turn your brain off, play it. There's not much thinking to do, aside from the obvious, should I put the 45 down first? Nope, probably not. But for kids, that decision-making is what they want in games. They want to feel like they're actively having a little bit more control in the game, and they get that with this game in that aspect. Unfortunately, they also partially take it away by the randomness of drawing, you know, the scoops, as I mentioned earlier. But overall, both my sons did enjoy this game a good deal. I played it with my 4-year-old, who we played as a team, and he really enjoyed the game. And I played it with my 7-year-old 3 times, actually. 2 times it was 2 players. 1 time it was the 3-player game. And the first game he got really upset because he had that issue where he just could not draw the tiles he needed. But the other 2 games after that were somewhat competitive, and he really did enjoy it. So in the end, CONEzilla is one I'm going to be keeping for my kids and also for my classroom, and that I can easily recommend to you if you have kids between the age of, I'd say, 4 to 4 plus. You know, I don't really think there's a cutout, especially if you have like a mixed age group, like you might have a 13-year-old, an 8-year-old, and yourself. I think this would go over well with everybody in the family if you're looking at it at that aspect. Also, last thing I forgot to mention, I said I was going to mention what the difference is between a family game and a children's game. Children's game is a game I consider to be a game that you can teach to children a couple times, and then they can play it by themselves. And I would say this game falls into that category. As soon as they understand the numerical aspect of the game, this is absolutely a game kids can play without you, which is always a nice game to have in your collection when you need to you need some time to yourself. But there you go. That is CONEzilla from Foxmine, one that I can recommend. I think it's a very good game. Not great, but I do think it's very good. Liked it a good deal. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, consider clicking on the Patreon link down below or buy something on Amazon. Just click on that Amazon associate link. Go buy yourself a Sticky Buddy, which, by the way, man, this is one of those made-for-TV products. This thing is fantastic. Highly recommend the Sticky Buddy. Go buy a Sticky Buddy with that Amazon associate link down below. And in the comments below, let me know what... All right, make me a heavy ice cream game. I want a game. You know what? What do you think about this? Give me like a heavy Euro game that's all about running an ice cream factory. I'm thinking, what is it? City of the Big Shoulders, maybe? Give me something like that, but around ice cream making, like a really heavy worker placement game with ice cream making. I think that'd be really cool. And then you could make different flavors. Man, I wish I could design games. That sounds cool. But give me a cool, heavy ice cream game. And if there actually is one, let me know about it in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.